Hey there, I'm Mark.
I'm Jeannie.
We're the co-founders of the Transformative Loving Institute, and we are back in 2020 right now. Happy
Yes,
New
we
Year.
want to say Happy New Year. We were on sabbatical in Mexico for a month, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, and we want to talk to you today about something that really a lot of couples bring to us, and that is the fact that they feel like they've fallen out of love.
Yeah,
The love is gone, the passion is gone, their sex life is gone, and they don't know how to connect. It seems like there's just been such a huge amount of time and crap that's gone on. They don't know
yeah,
how to re-engage and reconnect. We want to talk to you about creating more sustainable love, sustainable passion over the course of a relationship.
yeah. So, as an example, we had a couple who came to one of our workshops this last year, and they'd been married for many decades. And one of the things they said is that they had come to the workshop because they were hoping that it would breathe some life into their relationship because this year they hadn't even celebrated their wedding anniversary. And they hoped that our workshop would give them some fire and passion so that they felt like they had something to celebrate the next year. And that was
Mm-hmm.
just heartbreaking to me. When I heard that, I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, after decades of love, right? How do you keep the fire going? And that is a question that a lot of couples have. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk to that today.
Right. And there's kind of a setup here for failure in our chemistry and our DNA and the way that we do relationships. And it starts off with what we call the dose, right? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins that flood our body in the state of infatuation when we first come together. And from that high place that I love. Don't you love it, Jeannie?
Yeah, Mark asked me
Oh
this
my
morning, he
God.
said, honey, do you remember when we first fell in love? And we were both just right back in those moments. I said, I do. We read Rumi poetry to each other on the phone. And I think for a lot of couples, if you ask yourself that question, do you remember falling in love? You can actually touch back into some of those chemicals that are so, well, they're addictive in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, flying back and forth from Nashville to Denver for a year, week there, week here. And I went through it because I was just so engaged and so high and, making decisions on how to sustain and nurture the love. But what happens is that inevitably
Hmm.
we fall off. We
Right.
fall from that. And it can be devastating until at that point we're at a choice. Like, what do we do? What the hell do we do when we feel so bad?
Right. So there's a place on the love map right after falling in love that is betrayal. And something happens, right? It might be that your partner's not who you think they are,
Hmm.
or there's an actual, maybe they break their word, but something happens and it occurs like a betrayal. And it's really a betrayal of this feeling of falling in love. Like that feeling in and of itself is the thing that gets betrayed, and it might start to fade. It feels like it's going away.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not really in love. And then from betrayal, we can land in conflict. And the thing that happens is that if those betrayals and conflicts build up over time, it can feel very difficult to re access the place of falling in love. And we end up on what we call
Hmm.
the pain map, which is really when we're stuck in the conflict and we're not willing or we can't for whatever reason to do our own personal growth work.
Yeah. It's kind of like if it wasn't for you, everything would be great, right? You're keeping me from feeling love again. And so I'm going to blame you.
Right.
I'm not going to own my own part of it. And we're going to go into a breakdown. We're going to separate. And then we'll come back together and I'll check in. But it looks like you're still not doing right. I'm still not feeling it. So we just go around and around and around again.
Yeah.
And, the research shows that this type of cycle exhausts a relationship
Right.
and that the relationship's actually doomed.
And the love will fail. It will fade.
Yeah.
And it's not that the love's not there. It's just that it's been covered up by so much pain through the betrayal and the conflict that it's hard to get back to. So
Right.
this is why we created the love map. Because you can see on the love map there's this choice point. And the choice point is really the willingness to do personal growth. And when you're willing to do that, then you go into the place that is the north, which is
Right.
using your tools,
Yep.
which leads you to the place you want to be, which is the greater connection and healing. So that, and then if you choose not to do your personal growth work, you go right on to the pain map, and the pain map inevitably leads to separation. So we really see relationship then as a path of personal and spiritual growth. And this is important because it's the overriding principle to all of this.
Right.
That if you have this container for your relationship, whether you're married or not, and you've committed together that you're going to walk the path of your relationship as a personal growth path, and you're going to heal together, and you're going to love together, and you're going to work out your conflicts together, and you're committed to that. That's what helps you go through those tough places where you have to look at yourself and say, these are the places where I need to grow right now because I'm contributing to the failure of my relationship.
And we see more and more couples choosing to do this because what happens is that the love becomes viable. You'll notice that the passion is there. It's available. You have access to it. It's not buried under so much damaged goods, right? And so with this type of people who are coming in to our workshops, connecting with us, we have a great offer, which is the Love Map, our book. Because our Love Map book it's not a boring self-help book, okay?
It's not.
It is a wonderful story. It's a very engaging story. And what's more is that when you're in the story, you're really riding along with these people. And so it's a different way of learning and understanding the concepts. But within the book, we also have a lot of exercises in there that you and your partner can go ahead and start to break things down and do this personal work. Because we have to learn how to do the personal work. That's the thing. So by doing that, then you can really get a lot of understanding and awareness around how it actually works to be in a sustainable and long-term loving relationship.
Right. And one of the things I love most about the book is that it's a book and you also get a whole membership site for free along with the book.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It's really it's like a mini workshop. There's exercises you can download, there's videos you can watch, there's an attachment style quiz so you can learn what your attachment style is and what your partner's is. And it's really amazing. It's only $15. And honestly, it's the best. And I'm not saying this because I wrote it, but it's the best resource that I know of for $15 to get you started on this path of having your relationship be a source of healing instead of pain.
So you can buy it on Amazon. You can check it out. You can check it out on our website as well, transformativeloving.com. And you can also see on our website that we have workshops coming up and meetups and all kinds of stuff. But what we really want to leave you with is this idea of falling in and falling out of love. And that cycle is something that you can really work with because there's a lot of risk to doing your personal growth work. I totally get that. There's the risk that it might not work. You'll be worse after you do it, or you might have this epiphany that's like, oh my God, I don't even want to be in this relationship, and that the whole thing will lead to you being separated and alone. And what I want to ask you then is, isn't that already happening? I mean, when you're in a relationship where you are not falling in, it's just being out of love. I mean, a lot of those breakdowns are happening. You're already afraid of doing your work, and there's a separation there that really is painful. And so in a lot of ways, we think it's worth the risk to go ahead and try to do some of these things and take them on and start to feel that shift. Because when the shift does occur, and you can see our testimonials, that this stuff actually does work if you work it. Your life will be changed. Absolutely, your relationship will be changed. You'll start to understand the love map. And you won't turn back.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link down at the bottom. You can go to Amazon. You can just search for the Love Map, Jeannie Daly Gunter, and it'll come up. And we wish you all the best. Happy 2020. And we're coming up on Valentine's Day here, and so we wish you all the love going into this new year. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.